Thanks to all of you viewers. Today we are going to talk about how to use English comfortably, how to use speaking English comfortably in your daily life. You need to use English every day. It's possible. And then you find that it is becoming more and more difficult for you to speak the language on a daily basis. Then what should you do? How should you improve yourself so that you have the confidence to speak English every day? That is what, that confidence, that comfort is what we are going to talk about. Please watch the video till the end because you will get 7 points. If you just listen to 1 point, obviously your comfort level will only be that much, very little. But if you listen to all the 7 points and then you practice all the 7 points, it will be very useful for you. Many of you are commenting these days, which is wonderful, but you can also write something about what you are practicing, how that practice is helping you, and so on. I get many comments who say that they are improving immensely, but I would like more of you to tell me that because we have thousands and thousands of subscribers, and I would like each one of you to improve. Now let us begin with the 7 points. We would like to speak English comfortably in our daily life. We would like to use English comfortably, not only speak, listen, read, write, also comfortably in our everyday activities. Wherever in your daily life you need English, you have to become excellent. That is what the points are all about. Point number 1. Try to spend as many hours as possible immersing yourself into English. You can read English, you can listen to English. Don't say listen English. Many of you are using this as a mistake. It is not listen English, it is listen to English. And then you also want to speak the language. You want to write in it, maybe a formal email or an invitation. Then you need English. So try to spend a few hours every day only with English. It starts with thinking. So if you spend a few hours thinking in English, as soon as you think, you speak it out. When you speak, you write it down. In this way, you are practicing. Read at least a few pages of a book every evening when you have free time. Instead of only doing other things, you can include reading also. Now we move to the second point, and that is also connected with reading. What should you read? I just now mentioned that you should read, listen, speak, and write. Those 4 skills I have mentioned. When you do that for many hours, you are using the language daily. Unless you do this, your comfort doesn't increase. So, what should you read? You can read whatever interests you. People who are very interested in politics or sport, etc., can subscribe to a newspaper. The newspaper comes every day, daily, and we can use some different new English every day. That's a great help. You can read some books. Suppose you like books which are very light-hearted. There is an author, Jean Plaidy. She writes history books. Excellent English. Then you have, Regency books, Georgette Hare. These are all excellent books for you to read because the stories are very interesting and the English is excellent. Suppose you like detective stories. You can read Sherlock Holmes. I've mentioned this earlier also. You can also read Agatha Christie. Sometimes I will use a storytelling video to introduce you to all these people. Now, when you read widely, you become better. Because even if you don't understand one word, continue to read. I remember one of my students telling me that I read one page of Robinson Crusoe, I couldn't understand one word. That same student, after 2 years, could read and write excellent English. Took 2 years to practice. So, if you are sincere, it helps. Now we come to point number three. Point number three is when you listen to English, listen with complete concentration. The sounds of the language are important. The rhythm of English is important. Unless you listen to everything, you cannot learn. Sometimes there are pauses you might see in the video. While speaking continuously, while speaking all the time, there are places where there is silence. There is a pause. Unless you listen with concentration, you don't know where to pause, where to breathe, because we have to breathe in. Unless we breathe in constantly, we cannot speak. It's only while breathing out that sounds come from us. So we have to breathe in, fill the lungs, and allow the sounds to come when we breathe out. So you need to notice all this. Unless you do it in the right rhythm, you are not going to get comfortable. And therefore, comfort is listening properly. That is the third point which I have told you. Now we move on to point number 4. Now, this point is very important because you need to practice. As soon as I say practice, I get so many messages saying how to practice. There is nobody around me with whom I can practice. Now, I told you, communication is listening, speaking, reading, writing. Only for speaking, you might need a companion. To listen, you don't need, because you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to the news, you can listen to television programs, anything is possible. Reading also, you don't need companion. You can read it on your own. Read it loudly so that you can hear whatever you're reading. And writing, again, you don't need a companion. You write whatever you are thinking in English, you put it down on paper. Then what happens? You find that only in speaking, where you need a companion, you can do it alone. You need not do it with others in your practice sessions. Once you have finished practicing, once you've become comfortable, then you practice with others. But before that, practice with yourself. In every video, I'm trying to explain this, that you can practice on your own. Think of a topic, stand in front of your mirror and say it. Talk about that topic to yourself. Imagine that there are two people, you and the person in the mirror. So you greet by saying, "How are things today?" Then the person in the mirror, you imagine that person is saying, "Oh, there is a real crisis in my life today." Then you ask, "Tell me all about it. What is that crisis?" In this way, you can practice. Imagine some crisis, talk about it. You are practicing alone. You are practicing on your own. Recently, I saw a comment saying that I can understand, but I cannot speak a single sentence. And that is not written in English. It is written in another language, only English script is used. The English alphabet is used. Don't do that. Try to practice by making mistakes. Try to practice by struggling. Even if you don't get, please practice. I told you that when you are listening, when you are practicing, allow as much of difficulty as possible. The challenge which you have makes you better. If it is very nice, very comfortable, then I don't have to make a video saying, get comfortable, learn to be comfortable. Because we are uncomfortable, we need to learn. Therefore, we have there. Now we move on to the third point, number 4, but skill number 3. Speak. And that I have told you already how you can do it alone. Now we have the fourth skill, point number 5. Because first point I gave you a general point. Then I said reading, listening, speaking. Now we've come to writing. Now, can you write 1 page every day? Think. Can you write something every day? Those of you who are writing long comments, I must congratulate all of you because you are doing a wonderful job of writing which makes you comfortable. There are some people who started, when the channel began a few months back, they started by writing 1 sentence. Now they are able to write 10 sentences, which means comfort has increased. That is what we are talking about today. So if you can take a small page, 10 lines or 5 lines every day, look outside your window and describe what you can see. I can see a building, I can see a tree, I can see some birds, I can see the sun shining in the sky. That is enough. Next day you write about something which happened in office or in your school or college. Some child, school going child has commented saying, I want to learn more. Yes, you can learn. Practice writing. Now, there are formal ways of writing, and that is what we call a journal. A journal is your daily activities. There is already a video on daily routine. Some small children wanted daily routine. So I will prepare a basic English video on daily routine. But all of us have some daily activity, something which we do, not saying I brush my teeth or I had my breakfast, not that kind of a journal, but journal which says that today I got up late because I slept very late last night. Today I got late getting ready and I missed the bus to go to office. When I went to office, I found that everybody was searching for me. In this way, you describe your daily activities and you will find a daily improvement. This is called journal writing. When we were in school, 8th, 9th classes, we were compulsory writing a journal 1 page every day. And we had to show at the end of the week, we had to show to our teacher what we had written in that 1 week, what 6 pages we had written. This is how it, our fluency, our ability to write, think, speak, everything improves. Because when you start writing a journal, you think in English. When you think in English, you make those sentences in your mind and you can speak them aloud. When you speak them aloud or when you are writing, you can read them aloud. You listen, you read, you write, you speak. All things are happening together just by writing that journal. So start getting into that habit today. If you have problems with writing English, don't worry. Write the journal in your own language for 1 week. First 1 week, write in your own language. Then next week, you translate page by page into English, even if it is wrong English, even if you make mistakes. When you make mistakes, go to the vocabulary videos, go to the grammar videos. There are plenty of videos. What videos I have prepared, new subscribers are still asking for those. Therefore, I request all of you, as soon as you subscribe, to check the list of videos available on the channel. Now we come to the last of the points. Every day, you must check what is your strength as far as the use of English is concerned. How strong is your English? Then you come to that point where you also check in what aspects you have weakness in English. Your English is very weak in certain areas. It is strong in other areas. Do you know? If you do not know, now is the time to begin, because your comfort level increases if your strength increases. If you become strong in the use of English, then your comfort level is that much better. Suppose you have a lot of weaknesses. Suppose you don't feel like using the language. That means your weaknesses are holding you back. They are not allowing you to go forward. That is something which you should never do. You should control your weaknesses. You should overcome your weaknesses. You should try to get out of your weaknesses. In this video just now, I told you, don't say listen to. Don't say listen and then a noun. Say listen to and then a noun. That is how. Listen to music. Listen to my parents. Listen to a telephone conversation. Listen to something or the other. I have explained this in a video called Transitive and Intransitive Verbs. If you watch that video, you will learn. So that's a weakness. Yesterday, some message came. Somebody introduced themselves by saying, myself, Megha. Now, many times for many years, right from the YouTube videos which are there on other channels, I've been saying, don't introduce yourself by saying myself and your name. Say, I am. This is a weakness. Now, nobody wants to correct their weaknesses. Nobody wants to see that, okay, this is a place where I made a mistake. Let me become better. Nobody is trying that. And those who are not trying are living with their weakness. They never become comfortable in the use of English. Now, suppose you want to become comfortable. Suppose you are eager to speak English like a person whose mother tongue is English. You want to use the language correctly and confidently in all situations, from the lowest to the highest. Then what will you do? You will try to control these weaknesses by learning those aspects which are things which you do not know. There are many videos I have made where you learn vocabulary. I started by beginner's vocabulary, mid-level vocabulary, advanced vocabulary. So those of you who are at a higher level but still make mistakes, use the advanced one. Those who cannot understand any English, begin with simple beginner's words. The first two videos I posted on this channel last July, 2024 July, are on nouns and verbs which are simple words. Vocabulary development for beginners. This is how we become better. So if your problem is grammar, go to the rules of grammar. But better that once you learn the rules, you practice using real life situations. Practice your grammar by reading a book. When you read a book or a newspaper, try to see how articles are used, because maximum mistakes come in articles and prepositions. See how prepositions are used. Check if you can put them all together and apply those rules which you have learned, and now learn the language apart from learning the subject. If you read the news item and you forget it, you're not going to benefit. You must know the news item first reading, and then you must go on ahead. And if you have strengths, suppose Listening is your strength. I can understand everything. Many of you are saying this. Listening and reading are your strengths. Wonderful. Use your listening to become a better speaker. Listen to great speakers. See how they speak and repeat sentence by sentence. Pause the videos, repeat it. Each sentence. Repeat it 10 times if you want. Because your listening is your strength. Make your strength stronger and control your weaknesses, overcome your difficulties, and become better. So, these 7 points, if you keep in mind, of which four are the communication skills, and the other points are general, you will get an immense benefit. And once you get benefited, I would like you to say in the comment box how you were benefited. I wish you all the best and thank you.